Traveling has been my driving force in life for the last 5 years. Whether it's by sea on my sailboat, or by land in my camper van and motorcycle, my sense of adventure has always acted as my compass. Subscribe to become a part of the journey and experience all the beautiful places and people I encounter along the way. What the heck am I doing on a catamaran? Well, this video starts out quite a bit differently. I took a short break from working on the boat to join Tara, who you might have seen on the channel before, and some friends on an adventure in Key West with Restless Native Charters. We sailed from Key West to the famous Dry Tortugas National Park on Zodiac, a 60-foot Fountain Peugeot catamaran. It was actually really nice to be able to kick back, relax, and let somebody else do the sailing for a change. Captain Brad and First Mate Maddie were a very competent and professional team. They pulled out all the stops to make sure we had an absolutely spectacular time on the water. I even got the chance to try out my brand new freediving fins. This trip was a really great reminder of what I'm working so hard to get to. With all the upgrades, repairs, and long days of working on the boat while being tied to a dock or in a boatyard, it's easy to lose sight of this. So if you're interested in a wild adventure, check out Restless Native Charters in Key West. And make sure you tell Brad I sent you. After a wonderful little getaway, it was back to the reality of boat projects. When I returned to the boat, I had a pretty big box full of goodies from Battleborn Batteries just waiting to be unboxed. I'd like to make a very special thank you to Battleborn Batteries for sponsoring this episode and helping me turn my boat into an absolute power plant. They sent over two 270 amp hour lithium batteries, 3000 watt inverter, solar charge controller, DC to DC charger, and an easy start for the air conditioning. After disconnecting all sources of power, the first step in the installation process was to remove the old inverter. Then we opened up the new one to be able to wire it all in correctly. Unfortunately, during this period of time, I had some technical difficulties and my microphone on my camera was not picking up any audio. So a good old-fashioned voiceover is going to have to do. After wiring in the solar charge controller, we installed the new inverter, connected it into the solar charge controller, wired in our AC power in and out, as well as connected it to the house battery bank. We reconnected shore power in order to test that everything was working correctly, and just like that, I've got a brand new working inverter. Next on the to-do list was to remove the old lead-acid batteries. It's really not the most ideal location having the batteries in the bilge, but on such a small boat with limited space, there is no other option. We then disconnected the old battery terminal and rewired all the connections onto the new one. There.
There you go.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Boom. This is a great angle.
It is.
Okay.
All right, all right.
Last one. Now, since we've got lithium batteries, we had to go into the Victron app and change the charging parameters since they're different than lead acid. One of the last big projects we had to tackle to tie all of this in together was mounting the solar panels onto the arch. Kiki designed a bracket system to be able to mount the solar panels onto the arch. It was just a matter of actually getting it up there and putting it all together.
All right. What needs to happen is these need to be perfectly in line.
Pretty much there. A little off on this side. All right. So we've been trying to figure out how exactly we are going to get to the bolts that are on the far side of the arch here, because they're way too far off of the boat for us to be able to reach them, and with the panels on there we can no longer crawl on top of the arch. So I've come up with the idea of just hanging the bosun's chair off the back. And Kiki drops me, I'm going swimming. Okay. Hold on. I like that sound.
I don't either.
Oh, I'm so close.
This thing's so fucked up.
Ugh.
How you got it?
I don't have the strength. I'm already exhausted. I don't. Okay. If you can get me a little, like I can.
There we go. There we go. Okay. You need to go a little higher. Now I can crank you.
Yeah, just a little. Okay, that should be good.
Woo! What a fiasco. Would it be boating if it weren't a fiasco?
Oh, this is kind of sketchy. I'm not gonna lie. I feel pretty vulnerable out here. It's just not quite lining up by like a hair. And I have nothing to leverage to try and reef on it.
How far off is it?
Like a hair. It's really hard to prevent myself from spinning here too. I've got like nothing to, I keep wanting to go this way. I'm trying to like use my head. There we go.
Nice. can't. Got it.
Oh.
I don't want to do it.
Okay. I just don't have the upper body strength for this, dude. Whoa, I'm spinning, I'm spinning, I'm spinning, I'm spinning. I'm like weak. My hands are like jello.
You're so close, huh? Ready?
Yeah, I knew
Yoink.
that was gonna happen. We managed to finish mounting and wiring up the solar and got the block and tackle attached for a very exciting new toy. We made a trip into Nautical Ventures to pick up my brand new high-field dinghy. Since your dinghy is basically your car when you're on the water, it's important to get something that's really good quality. Thank you so much, Mike. I really appreciate it. And if anybody's around Stewart, definitely stop into Nautical Ventures. They've got a lot of great stuff here. One last big thank you goes out to another sponsor of the journey, Highfield Boats. With the dinghy oftentimes being the only way to get to land, it gives me a lot of peace of mind knowing that it's of the highest quality. This is the Classic 290. It's got an aluminum hull, making it lightweight and very durable, which means it can perform better with smaller horsepower engines, and it's also easier dragging it up on the beach. Well, this is super exciting, getting to see and unbox the new dinghy. I didn't realize how excited I was going to be for this until I started opening it, and I'm like, wow, man, this is awesome. Especially when you look at the old dinghy, it looks particularly sad now compared to this thing. It is absolutely beautiful, so well made. The quality is unreal. First, I'm gonna have to find a new outboard motor because I still only have my 6 horsepower Suzuki, so I'm definitely gonna have to upgrade that next.